get a child from the other one. And he should treat them all. And the children of all the wives should be treated, they are his children, treat them the same also. That is about the marriage.
And they're free to choose who they want to marry because it's arranged?
What?
They're free to choose who they want to marry, it's not arranged?
Yes, they are free to marry anybody they want if it is not arranged. In the old time they used to be arranged by the parents, so much that the bridegroom, I mean the man, would not see his bride until the wedding night. For example, usually the habit was like this in nature here in Kuwait. Although in Islam you have the right to see that woman whom you are going to get married. But the traditional people here in Kuwait, what they were doing is that his mother and sisters will go and see a girl for him. And then they will ask her hands in marriage. And her parents, if they agree, and then he will pay a dowry. And then they make a party. And then in the wedding night, when he goes in the room of the wedding room, he will see her in front of him. She is wrapped with this blood and sitting like this and trying to expel him away. He comes to her, she expels him or she resists him. Why she resists him? To show that she is clean and she is not so much interested in these matters. This has been only tradition and habit. And there. Now what was happening, really it is a joke, I'm sorry to say, what was happening sometimes when somebody has many daughters, and one daughter is ugly, she is not so attractive and beautiful, and the other, her sister is beautiful. So they were showing the beautiful girl to his relatives until the wedding night. When the wedding night he enters, he sees the other one. But since people were poor and they cannot afford, said, well, this is my destiny. This is my destiny. God has given me that one. It is all right. And he marries her. But in treatment and nature, maybe that one is better than the beautiful one. Beautiful might be proud of her beauty. And there are some women also, God forbid, there are some women also, when she gets married, still her eyes looking for other people, because people used to see her as a beautiful one. But some are satisfied with what she has got. So that answers your question, I think. Yes. Any question, please? Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything about, you are to stay married to that woman for your entire life? There's no option for...
No, I tell you. Yes, he must stay married to that woman all his life if she has not done anything wrong. She has not done anything wrong that has annoyed him very much. And if she has annoyed him, there are steps. It is not just immediately saying, you go, you are divorced, you are divorced, you are divorced, as they say. Yeah. It is not like that. Oh. No. First thing, if she annoys him and so much, arguing him, so what he does, when he sleeps with her in the room, in the same bed, he turns his back towards her. He just turns his back towards her. He doesn't have the right to boycott her and go another place. No, they sleep in the same bed, husband and wife, but he turns his back. He doesn't sleep with her. This will be something echoing in some hearts of the women. If that is good, that's good. Then he has to advise her. If she still does not obey, he sends some of the elderly relatives from his family and her family to advise her not to behave like that. If she still does not obey, then he has the right to beat her. Now, beating does not mean to take a stick and to crush her. No, beating just something that annoys her with his two fingers and saying, why you don't do this like that? Why you do like that? Something that little bit showing her, like not slapping her or beating her, as some people do it, and put her down and step in her stomach. It's not that one. But people are misusing this thing. If she does not, then he has to divorce her. Divorce is 3 stages. He says, you go, you are divorced. When he says to her, you are divorced, she is divorced, but a temporary divorce it is. She does not leave his house. She lives in the same house. She lives in the same house. Maybe a little bit later he changed his mind. A day, 2 days, 3 days passes, then he changes and says, oh, my love, excuse me, I have come back. And once he go back, it is okay, finished. That divorce finished. Then she comes to him. Then again, this thing happens. Then again, she lives in his house. She doesn't go to her parents' house. She stays with him. And again, the same thing happens. If at the third time, in the third time, if he divorces her, then she goes to her parents' house. And he cannot return her back to him. If he wants to return her back to him, she must get married to somebody else. And not purposingly just to make her easy for him. She lives with somebody else. And if that man willingly, he divorces her, and those two want to return back to each other, then he can marry her again. Otherwise, it is not a game. Just go, you are divorced, you are divorced, you are divorced, and that's it. And the woman, because somebody approached Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, oh Prophet Muhammad, after God, who is the person we have to respect most and glorify most? He said, your mother. They said, then who? He said, your mother. They said, then who? He said, your mother. They said, then who? He said, your father. It is mother, mother, mother. Because mother is the one who takes the most pain, the most suffering for the family to be established. So the root of the family is the mother, the one who brings. It is said, an example, the woman who shakes the cradle of a baby with her right hand, she can shake the whole world with her left hand. What's the meaning of this? Is that the baby that is brought with a good woman, he might become a messenger. He might become a religious man and worshipping God and a good citizen he might be. Or he can be Hitler, or he can be Saddam Hussein, or anyone who is killing so much people and causing so much chaos in the world. That's it. So the woman who shakes the cradle of the baby with her right hand, she shakes the whole world with her left hand. That's the saying. And here about the neighbors. The neighbors, we have to take care of our neighbors and treat them as if they are our relatives. So therefore, I remember when I was a baby and I was a child, I mean a boy, in our house, we were all living in this Kuwait city only. So at night, we didn't have electricity, only lantern, what's called the kerosene lantern, other things. And there were a stove with charcoal and tea over it, everything. All women were coming at night in a circle around this, were sitting and talking and gossiping about different things. And men, they had their own sleep place. And these ladies, at that time, by the way, in Kuwait there is no water. Fresh water, there is no water. There is little in the wells. We are doing the desalination system now. But in the old time, water was brought from this Efrat, from Iraq. It was brought in dhow ships. There is a picture there you can see it. In dhow ships, fresh water was brought. So women were not washing or taking bath in fresh water, but saltish water. Wells had saltish water. So you'll find a group of women carrying a big bundle of clothes and going together to the sea. And in the sea, they were washing their clothes and taking bath and cleaning their teeth and combing their hair and putting some kind of mud. They put it here inside in the hair, some mud. It is put there, and then they clean it. It cleans the hair, and if there are some lice and their relatives and their eggs, so these that's what is happening. Because at that old time, they were not taking bath at home, and this lice were there. I still remember somewhere where they were sitting, they were getting out, their inner clothes out, and they were looking for it. If they did find a louse, they were taking it and throw it in the stove, on the fire. Then I was seeing it was exploding, and you will smell roasted meat. That was what was happening here. Otherwise, to kill a louse is very easy. Just they were putting that louse here on this nail here, on this nail here, they're putting on the other nail, pressing on it, and then puck, it makes like this. You see, your blood is all there. That's the simple life we had. And if my mother was cooking something, was taking a little bit plate to this house, this house, this house, this house, and the others were doing the same. When I was born, when my younger brother was born, I still remember we had only one room. The whole family had only one room. We were only in one room. I remember on the lantern, I was a young boy, and the neighbor women were coming, helping my mother to deliver my younger brother. There were no hospitals, absolutely no hospital. There was only one hospital, very old, in the 40s. It is the American hospital. It is still in the north of there. The American hospital. It was a machinery hospital. A machinery hospital, and it is there. Otherwise, there were no hospitals. If somebody is sick, they were taking her to mullah. Mullah means somebody who recites Holy Quran or a religious man to read some gospels on that sick person to become good. And people were believing in it. And they were recovering. God was helping them. They were recovering. Because these medicines, other things, doesn't do even 10% of treatment. The real one is the body treats itself. That's what was happening. That is about Kuwait, about Islam and things like that. So, you see, all these here is Holy Qurans are kept like that for people to read when they come. This is here Holy Quran, and inside there, this is tissue papers here, and these two holes here, perfume spray would be put for people to spray themselves if they like to take spray. Once a Russian fellow came, by the way, I remember this joke. Once a Russian fellow came, and I was taking him around and talking to him. He came here and said, Shtako Eta. Shtako Eta means, what is this? Shtako Eta. So I told him, Eta is la perfume, I told him. He said, ya dumal shto Eta is la vodka bottle. He said, I thought these are for vodka bottles to be kept here. Well, everybody takes the example from his own environment. Yes, there are many jokes that happens here when people come. There are many jokes happens, and I joke with them. They are human beings. They like to laugh because the small child who was always laughing and happy, it is inside. He likes to joke. He likes to laugh. He likes to say, yeah. That's it. So let's go to that room. That room, it belongs when the Sheikh of Kuwait, the ruler of Kuwait, or the dignitary guests come to. By the way, if you want to make pictures here, yes. You can sit in the chair, you can go up, down, whatever. You can make pictures here. Yes, of course. You can make pictures. You can sit here. The mihrab, this is a mihrab. So just tell him that we have a flight.
Yeah, when you give him back his camera, it's still recording, so we can probably stop.
Yeah.